Everywhere I go, there's at least destined to be a Honda. But you can't go anywhere with that.
Attention to the garage and paddock area. Driver and navigator meeting. It's going to be just a couple of minutes, so the folks down the end of the garage, come on up here to the tech area and the office area, please. We're going to start in just about a minute and a half. Thank you.
You know, you get the big ends. I know my videos from the side looks way funnier. Oh yeah, wait, both of you looking at look at each other.
Still have some folks walking up, so come on down for the driver's meeting, please. Everybody to the head of the garage.
I didn't speed up when you had asked me. I sped up to
Okay, everybody, welcome. Welcome. Welcome to the Green Grand Prix. My name is Ed Zabrowski. I'm the Regional Executive of the Glen Region SCCA, Sports Car Club of America. And on behalf of the Glen Region and the Finger Lakes Region and Central Region, Central New York Region, we really appreciate everyone being here. It's our honor to sanction and put this event on. And without, of course, the incredible hard work of Bob Gillespie, who will be speaking in just a second. We did have one question that came up regarding today's weather. As everybody knows, it's going to be really hot. Stay hydrated, please. The question was about being down in the pits in shorts, and it has been decided you can be down in shorts in the pits, okay, for this event. But once again, please stay hydrated. In the meantime, Bob, take it away.
Yes, we'd like to welcome everybody here, and just to remind you, Watkins Glen International prides itself in being the green racetrack, and I have witnessed it about 3 seconds ago with the sparrows peeping around. And, you know, sparrows live in this building. Gary and I drove the track on Monday, and we chased a red fox down the main straight. So there's plenty of wildlife. We're all for that. And first, I'd like to thank WGI, thank the Glen Region SCCA, Upstate Toyota Dealers Association, and today we have the following representatives here. To my left, Alex Son, Jeremy Neal, Brian Kaiser, and Dhruv Singh. Let's give them a round of applause. Along with the SCCA, they make this whole thing possible with the help from the International Motor Racing Research Center also. Okay, now on to the business end of things. We'd like you to have your headlights on. Refer to the directions that are called the Doris Goulet Memorial Road Rally instructions, and there probably has an A on it also on the heading. That will give you the instructions for the road rally. We will announce the speed you are to drive at the end of this driver's meeting. We thought we would add a little drama to this whole thing. So we'll pull some numbers out of a hat. And we've got the hat right here. Stay tuned. We're not going to use the inner loop. I won't go into the reasons. You will be required to take a 4-minute pit stop. Now, this is described in the instructions on that sheet I referred to earlier. A 4-minute pit stop, and it's a potty break also. I hope they put out the porta-johns at the end of the pit roof seating. You should see those. If they didn't, there's a restroom here, and you've probably got just about 4 minutes to make it from the pits to where you need to go and then get back to your car. And as it mentions in the sheet, do not stop for your pit stop in pit number 23, 24, or 25. That's where the transponder strip goes through, and you will drive the strip crazy if you stop there. So you, either before or after pit number 23, 24, 25. That's in your instructions. The speed limits are no slower than 35 miles an hour, no faster than 55 miles an hour. Watch your mirrors. It's very important. This is not a speed event. This is for consistent driving. We hang the transponders because we want to know your time, your lap time, right down to the thousandths of a second for every lap. You will be marked on every lap you take. We may, of course, with the exception of the pit stop. The boot turns are slow. You have a map in your packet of the racetrack, and highlighted is the boot. All those turns are quite slow, and many of them are tighter than you anticipate. You will get an orientation lap after this, so you'll kind of get acquainted with it if you haven't driven the track before. Reset your MPG computer. Most of you have a computer on board. If you do, reset it right on Wedgewood Road, just before you go out onto the track. I think we'll do that before we go on that practice lap. So everybody will be timed from that. But it'll be a pace lap. And then once you go around on that pace lap, you'll pull into pit lane, stop. You're going to keep single file this whole time, no passing during this practice lap. You're going to pull into pit lane, keep 20. When you park, because the car ahead of you will stop, you're going to be flagged off one by one from the start-finish line. So you will have to keep moving up as cars are flagged off. Many of you have done this before. Track exit procedure is going to be about 11:45, and you'll pull off the track, you'll come around, and right on this side, on the west side of the tech garage, and then we'll have a couple of garage bays open. Jason Kellogg and I will be in charge of taking your tech sheets. What we're going to do is look at your dashboard, see what your computer says, record the data, and then you'll pull into the garage to have your transponder taken off. We need to have all the transponders taken off, obviously. What else? And if you don't have a computer, and this says this on the tech sheet, just as a reminder, you will need to go down to the top station, and we'll have a couple of workers there, and have your tank topped off. That way we know how much fuel you used, okay? And don't worry about missing lunch. We'll have lunch for you over in the media center. Everybody's gonna eat on the second floor. We're shooting for noon, but if you go downtown, don't worry about being back at noon. There's no way that's gonna happen. So no speeding tickets, your lunch will be waiting for you. And then we'll have a panel discussion during that. What else do we need to say? Besides, okay, go ahead. Gary Thomas, and Gary is here from the Finger Lakes region.
Thanks, Bob. Thank you. Okay, I might reiterate some of the things Bob said. I'll try and do it quickly. So the pace lab is to check the transponders that they're working. Yeah, so, and also, I'll be car one, there'll be a pace car in front of me. And we basically want to keep it fairly tight. When you come around, so when you come around for the real start, we're going to set the cars off at 10 seconds apart. So when you come around, some of the cars may not even have, you've done your first lap and they haven't even done it. But any quicker than 10 seconds is too quick. We're only going to, I think, see two flags. A black flag that means come into the pits and talk to Bob while you were speeding or passing in the corner. You'll see a white flag. I think it's between turns 10 and 11. That will mean there's one more lap to go. And basically, that lap won't really count because you'll be coming into the pits and not being timed on that lap. So after the white flag, no speeding, and things like that. So the checker, and then come into the pits, line up to get your gas mileage. The pit stop is minimum of 4 minutes. If you're going to take 10 minutes, you're going to miss some laps. So you should really keep it as a minimum of four minutes. And basically, we, even if you have good laps before or after, we don't count them. We see that you were here for 10 minutes. We cross out the lap before and the lap after, trying to keep this fair. As Bob said, ultra important, 0 0 0 at the whatever start-finish line or in the pit road, and the MPG meter too. Most cars have them nowadays. So the pace car, we did put out orange cones, and Jay is leading the pack. He put them at the apexes. So if you're wondering what all these cones are, that's the apex. And some of them are very late. I have to do a sales pitch. I'm also involved with the SPPR. It's a race rally about 80 miles south of here, middle of September. We need workers, no experience, hammer radio operators, great time. You're right at the corner. So if that, any questions, we'll just pick the speed. Any questions? No questions. Okay, here's the...
Just, yes, before the drum roll, just to emphasize, no passing in the boot. Do not pass when you're in the boot section, and no passing in turn number 1. Yes, sir.
Are we going to be starting in numerical order?
No, we're not starting in numerical order. It's a headache enough to begin with. But then maybe next year. Yes.
Right side, left side.
I would say use common sense. If you want to pass a car, don't do it just before a turn. It's much better to do it in a straight section. If you see a car moving over towards one side, don't attempt to pass unless you're going to go on the other side of them. We've had some complaints before. People thought, well, no, you can only pass on the left. You can pass on either side. That's why I say use your mirrors, use common sense. One of the reasons we have a navigator is for an extra set of eyes. And say, hey, there's somebody that wants to pass us, you know, watch out, that kind of thing.
Speaker one. We reset our computers prior to the practice lap, correct?
Yes, I think we should do that. I think that's a good idea. Just before you go out onto the track for the practice lap, yes. Yes, and so once we pull the lucky number out of the hat, okay, here's the speed. The lucky number is 46, so you are instructed to drive every lap at 46 miles per hour. That's what you're going to be scored at. We don't tell anybody what the perfect lap time is. However, we're using 3.4 miles for the track length, if you want to work out the math. Okay? Yep. Okay, so what we're going to do now, if there are no more questions, please go immediately to your cars, down on Wedgwood Road, and we'll get you out onto the track for the practice lap. We'll do that as soon as possible.
Can we go to the car?